Okay, everybody, so welcome back. This is Ian. It is the 11th of June, 2022. And in this really quick video, I'm going to cover setting up a Buy Me a Coffee page for your tiny business. This is for those of you who are authors, artists, teachers, trainers, coaches, consultants, really anybody who wants to share tiny ideas that make a big impact in the world and in your life as a creator. So, Tiny, or actually Buy Me a Coffee, is really interesting to me for a number of reasons. It has a really beautiful interface, and it's free, so you can actually use this to sell any sort of content that you want, coaching services. You can create a membership site. You can sell what they refer to as extras, which is really their sort of jargon for a shop or products. And I'm going to build this live in the next couple months using a lot of our free content as part of our Tiny Revolution platform. So this is a lot of free content that I'm going to be, or that I've already shared in large part with the world, and I'm going to just be continuing to add to this free content with the additional sort of a top spin of offering premium services that we sell as part of our mindful marketplace community. So I'm going to show you one of a couple little pieces of back story or context. I have several clients who've done very, very well with Buy Me a Coffee and continue to do very, very well. And again, it's completely free. They have all the email marketing, membership style setup that you can literally create in a short afternoon. As you can see, this is a brand new account. But one of the things that I really like about Buy Me a Coffee for my own purposes relative to something like Podia or something like Gumroad or those sorts of alternatives is the fact that you can record audio on the fly. So I can be on my phone, and they have this brand new audio post feature that you can see here. So this is obviously I'm on a MacBook right now, but I could be wherever I am in the world in a given moment of time, and I can record Ask Me Anything episodes using my phone and post them immediately to my membership, which is something that's super convenient for my particular taste in creating content for my own community. Like I really like audio, and I really like listening to audio. I like learning via audio, and I like creating audio, but I don't like being tethered to a desk or in my office, which at this point is a spare bedroom in my house. But nonetheless, this really is super convenient. So you can simply record audio using this here. I don't want to create too many different media streams while I'm recording a video, but literally I could be recording content that is being posted directly to our page with this simple, user interface or workflow. All right, let's stay on this page. Like I said, I don't want to sort of mess all this up. The video that I'm recording now, I'm going to leave page and hopefully it doesn't shut the recording off, and it didn't. So let me show you really quickly what the actual page looks like, so you can see what a brand new page on Buy Me a Coffee would look like. And again, I created this yesterday. Today's actually the 12th. I think I might have said the 11th. So it's Sunday, and I created this over the weekend. And actually, the other thing I've done that's really, really good with Buy Me a Coffee, or really beneficial, relative to other platforms, is you can create multiple accounts. So for multiple niches, we have a large audience of people who are interested in spiritual growth, for an example, but are not interested in creating content. They're not interested in entrepreneurialism. So what I'm able to do with Buy Me a Coffee, that I couldn't do with something like Podia, which is where we hosted our content for many years, is have separate accounts for separate niche interests, right? And I'm not sending everyone to the same page. Like one of the descriptions of this that somebody that I know, said very well is they're an artist who also works in real estate kind of finance, right? And they have two very separate interests. You can't mix those audiences without confusing them. So having the ability to have separate accounts is really, really helpful. And it's free, so you can really create as many of these as you want, connect them with your Stripe payment gateway, and you're good to go. Or your bank account. They don't support PayPal anymore, which is a little bit which is unfortunate because I like getting payment or paid via PayPal. I don't know what that is. We're going to ignore that. Hopefully it didn't crash the whole video. But here are the posts. Right, so this is where I'm going to start to add content. As you can see, it's just started today, yesterday, last night, probably after midnight, because I'm an insomniac. Here is an example of an extra. So this is like a $99 phone consult that I just added. And I'm going to really embellish this with a lot of extra offers, but simultaneously giving most of my content away for free, and seeing, by the way, how many people are likely to use the donation feature or the what they call buy me a coffee feature to just essentially tip me for the free content that I'm providing. I'm not really worried about that. It's not the purpose of doing all this. Really, the purpose is to share a lot of content that I think is going to be helpful for authors and creators and online entrepreneurs, while simultaneously building a membership that we can offer via Circle, so people will get via their membership, they'll get access to a Circle community and all sorts of other sort of extra swag or benefits, etc. I'll have a lot of extras, which is just their way of saying shop products, and of course the most the most heavily populated area will be the post section here. You can check all this out yourself. You don't have to just listen to me talk about this. You can actually go to our page, which is Tiny Books, buy me a coffee/Tiny Books. The one thing that I think is really something they need to kind of work on, Buy Me a Coffee, and they have a great app as well, so there's very little they really need to work on that they haven't already addressed. But I actually spoke to one of the folks behind this platform maybe 18 months or so ago, the very beginning of the COVID pandemic, when I was first working with people who were using this. And they don't have custom domains, right? So you can't actually resolve your your Buy Me a Coffee profile page or your storefront to your own domain. So it always kind of sits somewhere on Buy Me a Coffee / and then your folder within the larger ecosystem that they have. But it always has a branding element to them, which I don't love. Like for me personally, that's a detriment. It's not something. It's a bug, not a feature. Some people like that. I don't. I'd rather have all of our content white labeled to our own platforms. And this does feel like something they should address at some point. I did actually reach out to them, I don't know, like a year and a half or so ago. And I talked to like one of the folks behind the platform via email on a short sort of thread over a couple of days, and they said they were thinking about offering like custom domains so your Buy Me a Coffee page would resolve to your own. So in our case, a Tiny Revolution or a Tiny Book About, which is the domains, the branded domains that I own that we're going to be using for this publishing platform, but they never did anything about it, or at least they never decided to actually move forward with that, which I think is somewhat unfortunate. I would rather have this live on my own site or have it appear to live on my own domain rather than on theirs. But that aside, it's just a really great platform. I really recommend checking them out. And again, you can see here are the extras. Here's where you create the extras. They have templates that you can use to actually create your, whether it's a digital download. And again, I'm going to cover all this in a lot more detail as we build our own live example of this. But you can, here are the members pages. I have no members. Here's the support page. I have no supporters. Here are the settings where you can set up your payouts, your integrations with Zapier and things like that, your notifications. You can even cover the card fee, for your fans or your members, so that I mean, there's just so many cool things that you can do with this that are really set up with the creator economy and the supporters that kind of follow that sort of that style business, rather than a more transactional Shopify sort of store, where something like this would probably not even be uh, you know offered or considered, right? So it's a very artistic, creative, entrepreneurial platform with a bent towards authors and artists and creators and makers, and sort of people who are doing passion sort of projects that they're trying to turn into a living. All right. So there you have it. You also have messages where you can send messages to people who are following you, or you can select folks. You can see here. There's a search function. You can send messages directly to folks in your Buy Me a Coffee account orbit, which is really awesome. And pretty much everything that we were doing on Podia or a platform like that, you can do on Buy Me a Coffee for free, and it's more beautiful. It looks nicer, and again, the fact for me that we can, or that I can in my case, add both multiple accounts and simultaneously this audio post feature, which allows me to record audio directly into my feed, and restrict it to only paying members if I so choose. I'll be offering lots of this stuff for free, but you can, if you're interested in using this platform, certainly offer this kind of content for a fee, using the restriction, the gating features functionality that Buy Me a Coffee offers. All right, so I'm very excited about this. It's only a very small piece of what we're doing overall, but I really needed some way to share my free content, because I have hundreds of videos and audios, and I just didn't want to um, yeah, I just didn't want to leave that stuff, like, because we took it off of Podia, as many of you know. I didn't want to leave that stuff sort of stale, collecting dust somewhere. I didn't feel like putting on a blog or something like that, and I wanted to try something new. So this feels like an experiment that's worth following. And if it doesn't end up doing anything, revenue-wise or interest-wise, it doesn't matter. People will see the content and they'll get some benefit from it, and hopefully, will take some inspiration in their own entrepreneurial interest or areas of expertise and build something great, even if no one, kind of supports our, this particular part of our platform, which again, I have no idea whether that's going to happen or not. I'm not really worried about it. I'm not so interested in getting folks to buy me books or coffee or whatever using this platform. I'm just more interested in testing a enjoyable content creation process, and so far I've really enjoyed this for sure. Okie doke. So if you have any other questions about Buy Me a Coffee, reach out to me. You can also ask me via our Tiny Revolution community here on Buy Me a Coffee. And that's it, right? You can ask me questions. I'll record answers and post them for all to hear. So if you have anything you'd like to know, mindfulmarketplace@gmail.com. You can email me, or simply stop by our page and ask them there, and I can record audio specifically around your questions and share them with everybody who may be stopping by our site. Teach what you know, do what you love, wake up the world with your work. Thank you again so much for watching or listening, and have a wonderful day.